And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Tales of Vesperia. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist. It's like a video games second commentary. And I just realized that I forgot to use the poison bottle on on Carol. There we go. And there's actually a couple more skills I like to set. Let's see. So Raven has 7. Alright, so you can use Strength 2. Okay, we'll add that. And then 3. So we wouldn't have been able to afford any of these things anyway, I don't think. Because I had 7, so yeah. Raven, honestly, he gets the least amount of SP out of anybody for whatever reason. All right, changes in art can be learned if used repeatedly. Condition guard, reduce the effects of certain physical elements. Yeah, sure, we'll equip that. Anyway, whatever the case may be, let's go ahead and fight! That reminds me, I actually made a website back when I was in middle school. It was called like Battle Arena or something like that. It was made with the free webs, which if you don't know, back in like the mid 2000s, that was like the website that everybody used to make free websites back in the day. I think people actually still might use it. I forget. I'm not gonna tell you what the website was called, because that would sort of reveal what my other website was. I mean, not what my other YouTube account was, and I sort of like to keep those two separate. Not because I'm embarrassed or ashamed, but because I like being able.
Sign of victory. Okay.
I like being able to what's it? I like being able to be able to watch videos as just like a normal viewer. I mean,
watch my back.
Watch my back. I mean, sure, technically I'm not like super big or anything, so people aren't really going to treat me differently, but even just the simple fact that I'm a Let's Player, people will treat me differently, because like, you know,
I need to get stronger. I hope you can. At least strong enough not to.
We've already seen this one, because like, you know, it's like, if you're smaller Let's Players sort of have like this sort of unfortunate stereotype against them sometimes.
Get out of our way.
Okay, sure, another event fight.
Let's eliminate them.
They sort of have like this, you know, sort of like negative stereotype. Like a lot of people tend to like stereotype smaller Let's Players as like really big, you know, power hungry, or not really big, but like really power hungry, sort of greedy people who, you know, who are used to like spamming their channels on stuff, like spamming their channels on larger YouTubers and stuff. You know, not all people are like that, but you know, there's obviously that stigma. And Nurse, she used Nurse again, so I guess since she learned Nightingale, she's able to choose between using Nurse and Nightingale now. I see. Because before, she would only use Nightingale whenever she wanted to use Nurse, so I think that's how it works. But anyway, she's probably going to use Nurse more frequently because it uses less TP. By the way, you need an orange gel. Freaking. Anyway, whatever the case may be, let's go ahead and kill you. But, you know, I know that majority of the people who watch my videos are also Let's Players themselves, so I guess you kind of understand, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, whatever the case may be. Oh, and honestly, because they're just, you know, you have to be very careful about what you comment as.
Not too shabby, huh?
Alright, there's gonna be another cutscene, so I'll hold on to that thought.
Now then, at least we don't have to worry about being shot at anymore.
We might have stopped the Knights, but we still gotta deal with this guy. He's not a Hermes Blastia, but the formula's been encrypted.
Care to explain in English?
Basically, without a key to decode the formula, we can't turn it off.
So I assume breaking the code isn't...
No, it's not easy. Even if I could break it, that would take time. Maybe if I don't think this will take much time at all. Wait, but you said... Help! What are you doing here? Perhaps he is this Blastia's engineer.
No! I mean, I am an engineer and all, but I was just following orders! I swear I never wanted to get involved in something like this!
Undo the code and stop this Blastia now!
Yes, of course, right away!
I'm sorry for surprising you back there. Huh, duh. I knew right away you were only trying to make me jump. Oh?
At least that's one problem down. Now we can go to Myorzo once the weather clears.
No!
What is it? Ah!
Another one?
Yuri!
I could use your help here, kid.
Right.
Should have known they'd have another one of these.
Yuri, don't tell me you did that to keep me from using my power.
Don't you think that was a bit reckless?
Indeed. Do you have a death wish?
This? This is nothing.
Yuri, I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Hey, you did the same for us before, right? Now we're even.
But... Estelle, perhaps a simple thank you would do best. Thank you.
Moving right along. We'd better do something about that other Blastia.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to know... Hey!
He's gone! That engineer got away!
Fast, little bugger. We better catch him quick.
Wait. I'll just have to do it again. They'll find us with the Hopelone Blastia sooner or later if we just go tramping through the woods. And if that happens, somebody might get it in their fool head to go and play hero again.
Yeah, but you said it wasn't easy.
As long as the knights aren't around, we don't have to worry so much about how long it takes. Besides, who do you think you're dealing with? I'm the genius mage, Rita Mordio. If it's me versus a Blastia, I'll win or die trying.
Okay.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
What are you doing? If we leave it like this, someone could use it again. I'll just make a few adjustments. I'm sorry.
Nothing shines quite so bright as a young person with something they're willing to risk their life for.
For somebody who stood on death's doorstep, saying you'll do something or die trying isn't just a figure of speech.
Huh? Death's doorstep?
Didn't you say you almost died during the Great War?
Huh. Forgot I mentioned that. Well, only the living have the privilege of saying they'll fight to the last breath. Words like conviction and resolve don't mean much to a dead man.
You okay, old man?
Here I am, running off at the mouth. I get a bit sentimental when I start digging up the past. Come on! Onward!
You know, perhaps Raven isn't as happy as you make him out to be, but, you know, they sort of explained that a long time ago. And I already guess, well, they haven't outright said it, but, you know, they've implied pretty hard that he was a knight. But anyway, also, as I was trying to say, it's you also have to, like, maintain a reputation as, like, a Let's Player or something. Like, you don't want to start off with, like, a bad reputation, because, you know, it is what it is. So sometimes I might comment on a video, or I might have an opinion that might be deemed as controversial, sort of, kind of not. Like, I don't think I have, like, too many controversial opinions, but, you know, everybody has some. You know, you have your, you know, there are just certain opinions that people have that people will always argue about, and, you know, I don't want, you know, my channel being, you know, linked to stuff like that. So I sort of use that other channel to comment on stuff like that. You know, that's not.
Was I a little hard on you?
Yeah, you were just a little hard. But anyway, that's just how it is. But what was I going to say? I've already fought all these guys, so let's go ahead and go this way. But, I was saying something. Oh yeah, that's right, I never finished my thought. On, Battle wa Nichijouken no naka de. But, I actually really liked it. A lot of people, because normally what I do whenever I watch, like, an anime is I go to, I go to, like, the My Anime forum, the My Anime List forum page, because they usually do that they have forums specifically made for threads, specifically made for each individual episode of an anime when it premieres.
That was easy!
And, because, like, at the very top of each thread for each episode, you're able to vote in a poll to see, like, you know, 1 through 5, 1 being hated it, 2 being disliked it, 3 being it was okay, 4 being liked it, and 5 being loved it. Now, the vast majority of people in the poll, I would say that 70 to 85% of the people either loved it or liked it, with, like, majority of people loving it. And, you know, there are very few people who said, oh, this, I mean, there are very few people who voted that they hated it or anything, but if you looked at, like, the forum posts, people were like, oh my god, this is so generic and stuff, man, like, this is terrible. But, you know, I mean, it didn't really come across as generic to me, because I don't really watch a lot of comedy anime. I mean, it's just one of those things. When it comes to entertainment, I don't really watch too many comedies. I mean, that's not to say that I'm always into, like, dark and depressing shit, per se, but, you know, I generally prefer, I generally prefer, like, something, like, a bit more serious, I guess. I'm not really into comedy. That's not to say that I don't enjoy comedy, it's just that it's just not something that I watch very often. I mean, like, I've watched plenty of shows that will take themselves seriously when they need to, but they're loaded with plenty of comedic elements, you know, like, I guess shows like that would be like Fairy Tail, Yowamushi Pedal, Log Horizon. You know, they'll take themselves seriously when they need to, but, you know, they're definitely, especially Log Horizon and Fairy Tail, they're definitely loaded. Well, oh, and Yowamushi Pedal too, but, you know, they're loaded with their comedic elements. But, you know, pure comedies I don't really watch very often. You know, like, I would say that Joshiraku and Ino Battle, or I'm just gonna refer to it as Ino Battle, because saying Ino Battle wa Nichijouken no naka de is, that's kind of a mouthful, and honestly I don't want to say it too much because then I'm gonna start sounding like a tryhard, and I don't want to do that. So Queensway, good, there we go. Anyway, whatever the case may be, but Ino Battle, it's pretty good. I really liked it. I said it might actually be I'm going to make a bold prediction, say that's going to be my favorite anime of this season. And, you know, like I said, hey, Hitsugi no Chaika 2, Yowamushi Pedal, Grand Road, Log Horizon 2, Psychopaths 2. Like I said, I've seen the first season of all of those anime, and they're all very great. But, and I even remarked that Hitsugi no Chaika might actually be my favorite anime. Hitsugi no Chaika 1 might actually be my favorite anime of spring of 2014. But, you know, I don't believe that, you know, your favorite necessarily has to be the one that deserves, you know, the most critical acclaim. I believe that your favorite, all it really has to be is something that entertained you the most, because that's all that, you know, anime, or not just anime, but that's all that entertainment is. It's just to entertain you. That's the whole point. Everyone, take cover! Is everyone okay? I'll live! This time, the old man looks a little worse for wear. Hey, old man, want to sit this one out? We can go on ahead. If you leave me behind, there ain't any place else for me to go. Come on, even Yuri wouldn't leave you here for good. And anyway, you could always go back to Altas, couldn't you? There's always that, I suppose, but they're, how do I say it, not the same as you guys. Oh, really? Well, if you're okay, old man, let's get over to that blaster before it recharges and attacks us again. Aye, roger that. Anyway, but, you know, like, in the end, all it's supposed to do is just entertain you. It's like, not everything has to be, you know, on the same lines of,
Do my best.
Let's see, what would be, you know, not everything has to be a Citizen Kane, you know, because if for anybody's into movies, that's generally regarded as, you know, the pinnacle of moviness. It's like, I believe actually, out of, was it 20th Century Fox or Warner Bros. Who made the top 100 movies of the 20th century?
Is that a little hard on you?
Of the 20th century, I believe that Citizen Kane was #1 on that list. I don't think it was 20th Century Fox or Warner Bros. It was like something else entirely. But, you know, Citizen Kane is generally regarded as, you know, the pinnacle of moviness. Like, only very few movies have ever gotten to that point. And I saw it. I liked it. Really good movie. I honestly don't think that it's really worthy of being, you know, the best movie ever, hands down. But, you know,
That was awesome!
you know, a lot of people consider it as such, and I'm not going to disagree. I kind of disagree with them, but I'm not going to say that their opinions are stupid. But, you know, what was I saying again? But, you know, then there are, like, anime that people generally regard as, like, masterpieces, such as, You know, like what are I'm not even gonna go into the mainstream ones. I'm gonna talk about ones that people like consider to be absolutely great. You know, like Madoka Magica, for example. You know, it's a deconstruction anime of very intelligently created deconstruction anime of the magical girl genre. Then you have Evangelion, deconstruction of the mecha genre and things of that sort. But not everything has to be an absolute masterpiece. I think that whether it's a movie, a video game, whatever, so long as it entertained you the most, so long as you have the most fun with it, so long it's not necessarily fun. So some people prefer stuff that stimulates you, like movies like American Psycho, for example, which with Christian Bale, which is and Reese Witherspoon, which if you're in a film class, you probably dissected the living shit out of that movie. But so long as you enjoyed it the most, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a freaking 5-star perfect movie. OMG, super awesome. But anyway, I've been talking about that for far too long. I think I've practically just been talking about that for I guess the entire episode. I don't know. Anyway, now we're going to be talking about other stuff. Like the game that we're playing, huh? Tales of Vesperia. I'm Carol. Nurse. Holy, not holy. It's oh, healing angels, grant us your favor.
That was too short.
That was too short. Oh, healing angels, grant us your favor. Nurse. Holy powers, come to me. First aid.
Watch my back.
Oh, I was about to start using Rita moves, but we shan't be doing that. Or shall we? Oh, damn it, this modest land! Anyway, Fatal Strike, you're done for.
You've certainly grown stronger.
149 XP, not really a lot, but I only fought one of them, so... These enemies are starting to get kind of... Ooh, save station. So, that either means that we're gonna fight a boss, or... Who knows? Well, I don't know if we're gonna be fighting a boss soon. They don't always give blue save stations for bosses. Just before the Gattuso fight, they gave us a red save station. And aside from that, they didn't even give us a save station just before the Bellius fight, so it's not like they're always super fair or anything. In terms of, save stations and everything. Anyway, let's go ahead and fight you.
I won't lose.
What if we do lose, Carol? Luna Rondo, Moonlight Havoc, fly me to the moon. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. From Jupiter to Mars. In other words, I love you. In other words, kiss me. I'm really butchering the words to that song, but anyway, that's going to be your hint to what the next game.
Come on, let's keep going.
That's going to be your one and only hint to what the next game is going to be after, well, I've already finished Dishonored, but after the final episode of Dishonored goes live, which will be Thursday of next week, at least at the time of recording this, you could be watching this, I guess you could be watching this, 8,000 years from now. I mean, if you're watching this 8,000 years from now, bravo for... taking the time to watch something made in 2004. What would that be? 10,014? Could you imagine someone watching this in the year 10,014? The only reason I could see someone watching this is maybe, a different, an evolved version of human beings that, wanted to, study Homo sapiens, and so they're looking at our stuff to gather information on our culture and everything, perhaps? I don't freaking know. Now I'm getting too sci-fi heavy. I was about to say psychopaths, but we're done talking about anime for I guess the rest of the recording session because I've talked about it for quite a bit.
We're done.
And I know that not everybody who watches my stuff is an anime fan. I don't want to bore you guys with freaking Higurashi. Actually, I haven't even seen that series yet, but I do plan on watching it eventually. Anyway, whatever the case may be, it's almost the end of the episode, so that's right, buddies. We got an awkward pause. See you guys in the next episode. Be there or be square. And when I say square, I mean pair. I'm just gonna shut up now.